the airline again.
Hello there, I'm Meg from MegsWanderings. I'm a travel content creator and a flight attendant, and I'm a pro at ending up in the most awkward situations on board. Trust me. So today we're going to be discussing 6 of those most frequent scenarios. It will get weird. Let's get ready to cringe collectively. We're going to be starting from number 6 and going to number 1. So the number 1 will be the most awkward and horrible situation. So, you know, stick to the end for it. It will be like a special dessert. So starting with number 6, asking women if they're pregnant. Yep, this is very awkward almost always, because pregnant women, they are allowed to travel up until the 28th week of pregnancy, and after that they need a special document from a doctor. It's a fit to fly sort of form thing, and with that they're allowed to fly up until the 32nd or the 34th week, depending on what kind of pregnancy it is. So naturally, when we see a woman that we suspect is pregnant, we have to ask her which week she's in. As you can imagine, it gets pretty damn awkward when you're asking someone who's not actually pregnant with a child. And I know what you're gonna say, oh my god, the 28th week, you can definitely say if it's a child or someone who's just a little heavy, you know? But let me describe you another situation. You are responsible for an emergency exit, okay? As you can imagine, not all people are allowed to occupy an emergency exit row, because we need the so-called ABPs to help us in an emergency situation. An ABP is an able body passenger, which means that there are certain restrictions, and as I said, not everyone is allowed to sit on those rows. This is why we, the crew, have to be very vigilant and not let anyone who doesn't respond to the criteria sit there. And yes, one of those categories of passengers who are not allowed to sit there are, in fact, pregnant women. Of course, if it's in the beginning and they don't tell us, we can't know, you know? We can't know, we don't read minds. But you know, if I see just a little tiny hint of maybe possible pregnancy, I have to ask. And then awkwardness ensues.
Excuse me, sorry, but for safety reasons I'm gonna have to ask you if you're pregnant by any chance. Me? How dare you? You can't just ask people if they're pregnant. It's none of your concern, it's none of your business. I need to speak to the person in charge. Does the captain know you ask people things like that? I will most certainly never fly with your airline again.
Moving on to number 5, asking someone how old they are. Again, it's mostly related to emergency exit rows, but I can tell you that I've personally asked about 4 people if they're over the age of 16, and they turn out to be over the age of 27. Never know, those GMOs, 16-year-olds look like 30-year-olds. How am I supposed to know? At least when they're women, they take it as a compliment. They're like, oh my god, really, I look so young, da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah. But when you're a guy, you've just managed to grow some beard at the ripe old age of 30, and then I'm sitting there asking you if you're over the age of 16. It's just awkward. Number 4, reminding me to give your change every 3 seconds. Awkward. So as you know, many airlines provide paid services, be it food, be it drinks, duty-free items, perfumes, things like that. So far so good, but sometimes we just don't have the correct change to give you back, since we don't start with any money, so we just need to get it from somewhere. So this is when I'm going to tell you, okay, so I just don't have change at the moment, I'm going to be back with it after the service. Then you go, you ask some colleagues, you ask some other passengers if they have change, if you didn't manage to get some, and then you go back to the passenger, give them the money, everything's good, right? So first of all, I'm going to go on a little rant here, but I don't know which part of the planet you're coming from, but whenever I go somewhere, I leave a tip. I'm a tipper, I cannot not leave a tip. And now actually when I was in Sicily, they're almost looking at me so weirdly because I was leaving them like normal good sized tips. And only after that, after my 15th trip to Italy, I realized that actually it's not a common practice to leave tips. I mean, I understand if you didn't like the service, if the waiter was rude or the receptionist was, I don't know what, I understand that, right? But I mean, if you had nice service, if you had a little joke about this, about that, it's like, why don't you leave a tip? It's just, I don't want to judge anyone because, it's different cultures, I understand that. But where I come from, we do leave tips. And I know that, for example, in the US, you cannot not leave a tip, and this is how I was raised. We always leave tips. But for some reason, I have so many passengers, actually 99.5% of passengers, they are waiting for their 10 cents change, for their 20 cents change, for their 50 cents change. They're just waiting for it. And not only that, Not only that, they even come to you. You know, you haven't finished the service yet, and they're just standing up from the seats. They're going and they're like, "Excuse me, miss, I think you need to give me my change back." I'm still on service, okay? I'm not jumping out with a parachute. And I'm sure, the funny thing is that I'm sure that all those people, they go to coffee shops, they go to restaurants, and they leave a tip. I am absolutely 1000% sure that they leave a tip to the waiter on the restaurant. But when you're on the plane, no. Flight attendants don't deserve tips, apparently. And you know, I don't want to sound like anyone. Look at this. Look at her, she's just making so much noise. She's so annoying, she's so cute, yes. Are you cute? She's making so much noise, I can't film anything. And look, I don't want to sound like anyone owes me anything. No one owes me anything. It's just a thing that I find just interesting, you know, because I cannot imagine myself going somewhere and not leaving a tip, but for so many people who fly, they just don't tip their flight attendants for some reason. I don't know why, but can you tell me, like, how do you perceive it? Because I feel like people think that flight attendants are so rich and get so much money, and why would you tip them, right? But yeah, it's interesting. That's a completely different topic. I'm ranting. I said that I'm going to be ranting, and I'm ranting. But the thing is, I'm going to give you your 10 cents back. I know this is important to you, okay? But you don't have to tell me every 3 seconds. Literally, I'm going on service. Someone's ordering something, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 cents later, okay? Okay, bye. 3 seconds later, they come and they're like, you know, you forgot my change. No, I haven't. I'm still on service. Then we go to the galley and I'm like, okay, let me see if I have some change with me, if my colleagues have some change, this and that, da, 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 da. And then you come again. And you're like, oh, I think you forgot my change. No, I haven't. Like, where am I going to go with your 10 cents change? Huh? And then I'm passing through a cabin again and they're like, excuse me, you owe me 10 cents. Then a colleague comes and he's like, hey, you know what? There was a passenger. She told me that you didn't give her change back. What's up with that? Awkward. Then someone presses the call button. I go there and guess what? It's the lady with the 10 cents. And actually, you know what? Before you say that I'm over-exaggerating, this is a true story. Didn't happen to me, but it happened to my colleague. She asked him about 5 times about 10 cents. And at the end, he just went there. He gave her 20 cents and he was like, you know what? You can keep the change. Number 3, when someone's physical size prevents them from sitting on an emergency exit row. I've noticed it's always very controversial to discuss someone's physical size and flying at the same time. I remember a few years ago there was a very controversial debate about whether or not obese people should be paying for 2 seats or they should be charged extra somehow or something like that. But you know what? We're not here to discuss that. I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to tell you how one of the most awkward conversations flight attendants have to have is when they have an obese passenger occupying an emergency exit row seat. As we discussed a few minutes ago, there are very specific requirements about people sitting on those seats, and being obese, it's just not something that we can allow. So when you see a passenger like that, you just have to go to them and have a really weird conversation, and it usually goes 2 ways. The person is extremely nice and extremely cooperative, and they're just, you know, rushing to get their things and like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, you know, the travel agency booked the seats and this and that and da. Or they create a huge scandal for everyone to see. They tell you how you're racist, sexist and everything, which has nothing to do with what you're telling them, because you're just explaining the reason why they can't occupy the seat. But yeah, they're just making a scene. They are making you out to be a horrible, horrible, horrible person and a fat shamer and all of that. And that you're reseating them just because you love discriminating people. That's what we do on planes. Going on number 2, having to stop serving someone alcohol. You cannot imagine how often we get guys from bachelor parties, or just people going on vacation, or just random drunks who don't get filtered through check-in and gate agents and ramp agents, and like no one. Seems like no one cares and they're just sending them straight to the plane, even though they know it's absolutely forbidden to be drunk on a plane. Of course, when we spot them during boarding, we don't actually allow them to fly at all. But of course, we're people, sometimes we just miss someone and then we realize that they're shit-faced during the flight. Sometimes people don't board drunk, they just have their own vodka in their pocket and they're just sipping their own alcohol and then they get drunk. Which, by the way, again, is not allowed to drink your own alcohol on board. Or, you know, sometimes people just get drunk from a glass of wine or a beer that you just serve them. It happens. It's a completely different environment in the air. You get drunk much more, much faster, and much more intense. So anyway, all of that, all these scenarios, they lead to the same discussion. We have to deny serving them alcohol. We just have to. Like, this is a requirement. But telling them can get really, really weird, really, really fast. And actually, in the worst case scenario, they can become violent, they can become just the safety threat. And as you can imagine, there isn't a very nice way to tell someone that they're too drunk, so they're not allowed to drink any more alcohol. So those conversations with passengers, they get pretty awkward pretty fast. And going to number one, this is, I swear, whenever this happens, I just want to die, literally. It's just so awkward, it's so horrible, I feel horrendous. The most awkward situation on a plane for me is when we have a passenger with a hearing disability. So we have to provide them with another, like a separate safety demo just for them. And I see a colleague who's supposed to do that. And rather than doing that, they're just shouting at the person. They're just shouting at the passenger with hearing disability, or they're just like speaking to them like a child, or even more awkward, when they're trying to explain to the passenger about emergency exits and things, and then they turn around, but they continue talking, and so the passenger cannot hear anything, and they cannot see the mouth of the cabin crew member because they're just turning around. And it's just so awkward and so horrible, and whenever I see that, I just you know, it's just talk to them normally. Chances are they're frequent flyers, chances are they have flown before, they know what's going on. You just need to show them a few things. It's not very hard, you show them, you don't have to shout at them. Ugh. Anyway, to be honest, I can make another 15 videos about that, and this might as well be just part one, because there are so many, numerous awkward situations that occur on board that you cannot even imagine. And it's fun. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's horrible. You know, it just depends. So there you go. This is my list of 6 very awkward situations that occur on board quite often, and flight attendants have to deal with them on a daily basis. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it informative or entertaining in any way, shape or form, you can give it a like. If you enjoy learning more about traveling, aviation or other very random topics I like to talk about, you might consider subscribing to this channel and clicking on the little bell to get notified whenever there's a new video coming up. It's completely free, and it's going to help me create more content just like this. If you have any questions, comments or suggestions for future videos, don't be afraid to sound them off down below in the comment section. I'll be very happy to read them. Thanks for watching and goodbye. Awkward. Okay, bye.